As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all played. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream from dust.
Signore e signori, buonasera e bentornati su GDD Sim Racing TV.
Buonasera signore e signori, buonasera amici di GDD Sim Racing TV.
Siamo qui per un evento molto particolare organizzato da URT.
Io sono Edoardo Pavoni e questa sera vi accompagnerò appunto per questo Gran Premio di
Può essere Polla questa! Ed è Polla! Diventa di più!
termine della qualifica e lo fa subito. Pole position 1.57, 369. Rifila.
Vediamo, ed è pole position 54 257.
Cosa arriva adesso sul traguardo? Provò per rimanere secondo.
Clemente è partito molto bene, è partito anche Nossa, anche prende subito la scia.
Si parte bandiera verde. Adesso Sartor è quasi affiancato, ma buonissimo spunto di
Francesco acquista pace, percorre il rettilineo, inizia a spanalare.
Kevin Taddei vince la gara a Monza, Christmas Event, Gino.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream from dust. From dust.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on GDD Sim Racing TV. My name is Andrea Fretti and I will be your host for tonight. With me, the one and only Edoardo Pavoni, and we are ready to start with this championship. We are back here with the Women Championship on Team Racing Point, and we are ready to start the qualifying. First lap here, first 10 minutes of qualifiers, then we will have 30 minutes race, then other 10 minutes of qualifiers, and then another 30 minutes race in this wonderful format here that we will see tonight. Hi Eduardo, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, good evening, Andrea. We are in this second round of this special championship, and it's a pleasure even tonight to stay here. And we are in a very particular circuit, Monza, and as you said, we have a different schedule because we have two races, two shorter races, and two qualifying sessions. We are in the first one, so we will see. Also because there is rain tonight.
Yeah, we are now in Italy with the rain. We were in Silverstone in Great Britain last 2 weeks ago, let's say, and there was a beautiful sun. And now we came back to Italy, and we will have rain. It's kind of joke, really, but it's Monza. We know that is a kind of easy track to drive, but very very difficult track to master. Going very very fast in this track, it's very very difficult, and the weather here doesn't seems the better one to have a race. We have a full wet course, and it's important to see now how the drivers will qualify. Here we have the first times with 1:44.865 by Saradov, the winner of the last race. Great time. Now in our graphics, see that we worked a lot on it. You can see the live delta with their best time, so you can directly see how the driver are doing in their lap. So it will be interesting to look at the times, and we hope you enjoy these beautiful graphics, and let's hope that everything works fine, because we have still some issues, but they will get better time to time.
Yeah, of course, this is a very good update also to the people who are watching, so they can focus on their favorite driver maybe, and also we can be more precise on the commentary, of course. As you said, we are in this particular track, a very fast track, and the rain is not gonna help a lot, because it's very easy here to make a mistake. But we will see during these two sessions, because both of them will be wet. And we are watching the standings right now, and we are seeing Sardov, the winner of the first race, and Roberta Lesca, who was very quick in the first round. Then she had a problem, and she lost a lot of position. But today looks like we're gonna see a nice battle between them. And now Pelletier goes third fastest, and we will see during the session if there is someone else who can join the battle.
I look here in the BMW of Roberta Lesca. He's battling. She's already battling with the pink McLaren. Here they're trying their best since the beginning here. Now let's see the times with Lesca. That is only 200s to Dove. So she's very 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 near, and she for sure wants this pole. She did already a very very good lap, and probably now she has her chance, because it's in her home country, and everyone wants to do their best in its home country, right, Edo?
Yeah, of course, the home GP is always special, and currently Ator is improving a lot, because she's more than 6/10 quicker. She might get pole, and she took pole by 1:54.7, nearly 1/10 faster than Saradov. Really good improvement. Even Lesca is improving, but not quite enough, looks like, to pole. But now, during the second sector, she is improving a lot, so there is a great battle for pole position right now. But of course, as you said, the home GP is always special, and I think Roberta will put her heart to win this race.
Yeah, also Chiara Camoriano here is doing a great lap. He's half a second faster than her best lap. This is a very very short qualifier. I've already 2 minutes to go. So basically, the drivers will have 1 or 2 laps now to try to improve their time. So it will be a very very close battle, since to the last meter of the qualifiers. For the first race, that we will have a sprint race, a 30 minutes race, that it will be very very quick. It's basically half the duration of last week one. So basically you have to do all your pace to set all your speed since the beginning, since the first lap. In the meantime, Lesca goes first fastest, 1:54.2, basically half a second faster than Ator. What a lap! What a lap!
Yeah, nearly half a second in front of Ator. Really stunning lap, and she's still improving, nearly by 2/10 through the first sector. So we will see. We have only 1 minute remaining to this qualifying session. I don't think there is much to say about Monza. A very special track. I think everyone knows it. One of the fastest one, nearly 6 kilometers of length, and it's 11 turns. Very few turns, because we have a lot of straights, Andre.
Yeah, very very long straights. One of the fastest. It's called obviously the Temple of Speed. We have these basically 3 very very long straights that makes the car reach their maximum speed here. That is one of the fastest circuit in all the rounds we will see, and it will be very, very interesting to see it under the rain. That it's a very particular condition here.
Yeah, of course, and keep an eye on Saradov, who was improving by 4 tenths, but she lost quite a bit during the middle sector because she's improving by nearly only 1/10 and a half. So we will see if no, she's not gonna have another lap. So I think Leska could keep her pole position, but let's wait until the end of this qualifying session because Saradov is still improving by 2 tenths and a half right now. Let's see if she can gain quite of some tenths during the Ascari chicane. Let's see. Now she's going through the final sector right here, and yeah, she improved a lot by 3.5 seconds, but shouldn't be enough to take pole, Andre.
Yeah, she could get the second position now of Arthur. If she can close the lap. Let's see here in the last corner, the Parabolica. She seems to maintain her lead. It's improving actually. Let's see if she can get now. She loses sometimes, but probably she can get the second position. Let's see. Yes, it is the second position. 225 tenths to Leska, which set a great lap, great pole, deserved pole, and this I think will be the standings for the starting grid of the race.
Well, a great lap by Sardov, who took second place, and a great pole position by Leska. Now we can confirm it. So, Italian pole for the Italian girl.
Yeah, for sure she wanted to have this performance. You always want to be in first position to win in your home country, but also the others, let's say, they had a very, very good performance. We have a lot of drivers in the first position, with Saradov very, very near to Leska in second, and Arthur in third position, and a new entry, I think, Peltier, that is a new driver that we haven't seen last week, but also great lap for her.
Yeah, of course, very great lap, fourth fastest. By only 8 milliseconds on Camariano, so really well done. So Andre, I don't think if we wanna launch a spot and then start the race or not.
Yeah, let's start. Let's have a little spot, and we will back soon. So here we are back waiting for the start of the race. Here, these 30 minutes of full speed here, full throttle here in Monza, in what will be for sure a great race. Always, the drivers need to always be careful in the first corner, one of the most difficult corners of all the tracks we have here on Assetto Corsa Competizione, I think, because it's very difficult to proceed in a lot of cars in a short space, right, Edo?
Well, I think it's gonna be a very difficult and a very different
Our Italian that sometimes come back. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
we understood.
No,
No.
as I was saying, I think it's gonna be a very different start from the first round because first of all, we have the rain, and then we have also a shorter race. So I think the strategies also will be different because there won't be a mandatory pit stop. So I think drivers will push a little bit harder, even because there will be a second race to recover position or reconfirm themselves. And I think yeah, the start is gonna be a very important part of the race, even because with the wet is difficult to overtake.
Yeah, with the wet, it's very very difficult because you need to be very very careful, both in the entrance of the corner and in the exit, where you need to be very very precise on what you are doing, because a little mistake can cause you to lose a very lot of time, and you basically get in the back of the grid. Here in Monza now we'll have a full formation lap, then we will have the start here for the race, and always careful in for the first corner in turn one, because here is very very tricky, and there can be a lot of incident here in Monza.
Yeah, of course. The formation lap has started. Roberta Lesca is the first driver to put the first gear. Let's see. I don't know who can win this race. Of course, the gaps between the driver were a little bit tighter than we have seen in the first round. Maybe the wet track has made its role. I don't know. But I think it's gonna be an exciting race so far. Saradov had quite a dominant first round. Let's see if today she can reconfirm herself, or Roberta Lesca might interrupt her momentum.
Yeah, she had the very very first race. She basically was in control of all the race since from the beginning till the end. But now she had other drivers very very close to her, with Leska that gets the pole position and will start in first place. So it will be now very interesting to see how she can manage the race, if she will have the pace also during the race, or if she can have maybe a little bit more, because we saw them very very a very very great pace in Silverstone. Let's see if can do the same thing here in Monza again.
Yeah, and a driver who was very strong in the first round and today is currently struggling is Josie Austin, who's currently 12th fastest, and she will start so P12. Let's see if she can recover some position during the first race and maybe do a better qualifying in in the second round we're gonna watch tonight.
Yeah, she had a very great race in Silverstone. Now let's see if she can manage to do the same thing she did there, but it's a different condition. Now we have a 30 minutes race, so you need not to be so conservative. You need just to run as fast as you can, because 30 minutes race is it's a very very short race. So you basically need to do everything, to give everything since the beginning of the race. You mustn't do any mistake.
Yeah, of course. Now we're going through the final sector of this amazing track of Monza, and the drivers are currently slowing down before the start of this wet race in Italy. We're going through the final few corners, currently
Yeah.
Ascari chicane, and then we will see the rolling start, as always, of this second round of this Women Championship. I really like, and I'm really honored to commend such a great championship. We will see how we'll end up, because we have a lot of rounds, and today of course is gonna be a very important one, I think, and I hope it's gonna be a nice and exciting race.
Yeah, it will be an exciting race for sure. Now we are heading to the last corner, the Parabolica. Then we'll head to the main start, the main straight, when the race will start. So let's wait few meters. Then we will have the start of this race. That will be very very exciting, because of the track, that Monza, the temple of speed, and also the wet condition that gets always that gets everything very very exciting. So I'll leave it to you, Edo, for this start. So let's start.
Well, yeah, we are in the final corner, the Parabolica, and now the tension is gonna coming up. Let's see how the start will be. Of course, Roberta Lesca is trying to catch some meters from Saradov, but the checkered flag is gonna arrive soon, so the green flag is coming. We are going through this, and here it comes. So Saradov takes first place from Roberta Lesca around the outside. Let's see if Roberta will push and brake hard to regain the first place before turn 1. Currently we are seeing that Saradov and Roberta Lesca pushes around the inside, retakes the lead. Even Ator takes second place from Saradov, and hey, there is a contact, but no incident. Looks like the drivers kept their car, so looks like it's gonna be still a nice start. Roberta Lesca takes first place and keeps first place, but here we have a battle for the podium. Currently Pelletier takes the third place from Camoriano to keep the third step of the podium around the Roja chicane, and even Rankster takes the first place on Camoriano. Camoriano who's struggling a bit, but now currently takes 6th place and rank.
Yeah.
No, there is a okay.
Probably a little bit of error from the car with the BMW that we saw slowing down. Now, in this moment, Roberta Lesca gets some distance to Saradov in first position. A very great start. She was struggling in the beginning, but then she recovered with a very, very great first corner. Then she gains this little bit of advantage, 1.4 second, with Saradov that now is in second with some distance from their opponents. Now we see here at the Ascari one of the most tricky corners of all the racetrack, where a lot of drivers get in the dirt. But now there is this big group of drivers. Let's see someone in the behind. It's Aaron Wen that's get a spin and gets down the standings now. Unfortunate for her. Now let's see in the Parabolic a very difficult corner, because it's very tricky to keep the car in place and not to get some oversteer in the exit of the corner. But now we see they're very very close. Something can happen here in turn 1.
Yeah, Jessica Pelletier is gonna take in the slipstream from Camariano, but also Camariano is taking the slipstream from Rankster. Let's see if there's gonna be some change of position before turn 1. Let's see if Camariano pushes around the inside on Rankster, and yes, she takes third place of the podium. But be careful, because there is a contact between Rankster and Pelletier, who are currently struggling onto the first turn. And now we are with Rea Palma, who's trying to get fourth place from Rankster before the Roja chicane. Let's see if she can take the inside, the outside, or she stays behind. Now we're going through the braking zone. She stays 5th fastest, and she stays there.
Yeah, she stays there. She used the contact of Rankster and Camoriano in turn 1 to get the advantage of the position. She was in the back, but she did a great job using all the space she can get to get here in 5th position. Now he's following very very close Rankster for 4th position, but now she needs to be careful, because she had a little bit of oversteer here in the exit of Lesmo 2 and Lesmo 2, and now she is heading through Ascari that we saw some girls going in the dirt in the previous lap. It's a very very tricky corner. It's very difficult to get the right entry and to keep the car straight here, but they are doing a great job. In the meantime, Saradov in second position, was getting closer to Roberta Lesca. Now is less than a second behind her, and probably let's see if she can get more and more pace to get close to her. Now let's yeah.
No, yeah, I was just saying that Pierce lost a lot of positions. Yellow flag for her, so maybe a contact or an incident. Even Olia Ator has a damage on her
bonnet,
on her car. Yeah. And Saradov, meanwhile, smashed the fastest lap of the race. She's closing the gap to Roberta Lesca, and as we said and as we saw in qualifying, the first two are going away from the opposition.
Yeah, also let's have a look at the battle in the back. In the 11th place, Marion Edwards was trying to attack Arthur for the 10th place, but she managed to keep the position. Now she needs to be back again and try to attack her in another part of the circuit. Obviously, Arthur, with the damage she get in her car, will struggle a little bit to keep her position now.
Yeah, of course, and Roberta Lesca was gaining some time on Saradov. The gap now is 1.5, while in the last lap was 1.2, 1.3, and Camariano is still losing from the top two drivers. So maybe the win might be between them, but of course the race is still long, 24 minutes remaining. Everything can happen, and we will see. Currently, I see a battle between Palma and Rankster for 4th position, and also between Austin and Pelletier for 6th, but now the gap has increased over 1 second, so I think the main one could be between Rea Palma and Rankster.
Yeah, I was also looking, as the graphics are telling us, the fastest lap of the race, where Saradov and Roberta Lesca were doing a very great job, having a great difference in speed with their opponents in the back now. 154.7, basically, a very great lap, and you can see the opponent now is changing ranks. There is the following one that is running 1.5 seconds slower. Now, here in the front, they're doing a very, very, very great job.
Yeah, and a very great job by the people who work on these graphics, and be careful because now Marion Edwards is gonna take the 10th place of this race, round the inside on Arthur, but she breaks a little bit early and Arthur goes wide. Now she cut the chicane of turn 1 and Marion Edwards stays behind, but I think she should get the position back, and they are going side by side until the Roja chicane to take this 10th place. I think Arthur and Edwards, yeah, I think Edwards is gonna take this 10th place because she has the... Wow, she breaks very hard, Arthur, and keeps this 10th place. I thought Edwards was going to keep it safe, while Arthur broke a little farther.
Yeah, the BMW obviously is now in this current patch is the best car overall. I think most of the drivers I spoke to are saying that the BMW is basically has a strength in every field of the the doesn't have so many weaknesses, whereas the Ferrari is not a great one. But now Edwards, that is using their better speed in the straights to get the advantage. Now let's see how she handles the corner, but she seems to have a great trajectory, so she could stay in the lead. Now let's see here Arthur that gets a better exit, and they come alongside through Parabolic. It's a wonderful fight here for the 10th position. No one wants to leave space to the other driver.
Yeah, be careful, because also Valenza and Starlences are getting closer to the battle, so it might be a battle between 4 cars. Now we're going through the main straight of this race, and looks like Arthur is gonna respond quickly on Edwards, but let's see, because the straight line speed is very important, even the slipstream, but looks like Edwards is keeping the position, and it looks like also that Arthur is struggling with the top speed.
Ooh, a little bit of contact here with Edwards that gets touchback. He keeps the position here, doesn't get a spin, and now Arthur leave the position back to her opponent with great fair play. But now the fight moves back, where there are 3 cars that basically going through the Roja chicane, one near the other. Let's see if there is some action here with the Starlences that gets in 11th position now with her Porsche. So great overtake by her, but in the front Roberta Lesca is managing to get the usual advantage of 1.5 seconds with Saradov. They are doing basically another their job to their opponents, because Chiara Cameriano in third position is basically 10 seconds later than these two drivers that we are seeing in the front.
Yeah, and I would ask to the race director if there is the possibility to see the top 3 fastest laps, because in the last one, wow, I was saying that in the last one, Saradov closed the gap on Roberta Lesca, but currently has lost nearly 7 tenths in only one corner. I think maybe a mistake by Saradov, because she was getting very close to the leader of this race. And we are the top 3 fastest laps. That remains the same we have seen before. 144.6 by Leska, 155.2 by Saradov, and 155.8 by Palma, who's recovering some position.
Yeah, now she's getting closer to ranks here in fourth position. They are very close. There is less than a second between them. Let's see if here the graphic gets some help to us. Now it's basically a second. It's standing still, the delta between these two drivers. Let's see if in the next few laps she will get closer to ranks here, because she seems to have a little bit of pace. She was going 2 tenths fastest in the last lap with respect to her opponent in fourth position.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can switch a bit in Italian to our Italian spectators. So, buonasera a tutti, perché non ci siamo ancora presentati in italiano. Siamo al secondo round qui del campionato dei Women. E ci troviamo a Monza, bagnata, abbiamo visto le qualifiche bagnate, gara che continua ad essere bagnata, un dominio in qualifica da parte di Roberta Lesca e Saradov, che hanno praticamente creato il vuoto dalle altre, insomma, dalle altre vetture in pista, e si sta riconfermando lo stesso scenario in questa gara, o in questa prima parte di gara, perché vediamo le prime due che stanno scappando e rifilano 10 secondi a Camoriano. Andre, cosa ne pensi di questo inizio?
Ma un inizio scoppiettante, diciamo, abbiamo visto un bel po' di lotte all'inizio. Adesso vediamo qualcosa verso il centro della classifica, dove ci sono tanti piloti vicini tra di loro, e vedremo se riusciranno a darci altro spettacolo fino alla fine della gara. Intanto vi chiedo di votare nel sondaggio per chi vince la prima gara, anche per farci capire chi è la vostra pilota favorita. Intanto bisogna dire comunque che Roberta Lesca sta facendo davvero un grandissimo lavoro in prima posizione, dove sta guadagnando sempre di più rispetto a Saradov, che attualmente ha 2 secondi di distacco, quindi davvero un'ottima prestazione da parte sua.
Esatto, assolutamente una bella gara, un bel inizio di gara. Direi di tornare allora adesso alla lingua madre di questo campionato. So, we are with Edwards, who broke a little bit too hard to gain that 10th place, and she cut the corner, and she's going through the grass. I think she might have a problem, or no, she's going through the... Okay, she takes the long way, and she lost a lot of places because she's now 15th, and very bad mistake, I think, but she has time to recover. And we are now with Star Lenses, who can't get this... goes side by side around the Roger. I think it's very difficult there to pass, and she stays behind. But be careful, because also Ironman is very close, and she might get the inside around the Lesmo one. And there is contact, but they both keep the car, very well managed by them. And wow, I think the incident was very close there, Andre.
Yeah, it was very easy to get a bad incident in that place, because it's very hard to maintain the car with the massive oversteer this kind of car gets here, especially when there is some kind of contact. But they managed to recover their little bit of touch, and they are now heading back to get the 10th position of Valenza, which is now gaining some distance. But now we see these. Basically, there are 3 groups of two drivers here, very very close one to another. Let's see here in the back, Sarah Fair that tries to get the overtake to Indriani, but Indriani managed to close the corner and not let her opponent to get through.
Yeah, I think we have a nice battle in the midfield because I think the drivers there are very close to each other. And be careful because currently Saradov is catching up on Roberta Lesca because the gap goes down by 1.3 seconds. It was nearly 2.1 in the previous laps, so we might see a battle before the end of the race, and of course the gap is increasing from Camariano, so they're still doing a great job, and the first two drivers are really smashing the opposition. But also the timing that they are doing on the wet is insane, Andre.
Yeah, they're doing a very great lap. They're basically running 1 second faster than their opponents in the last lap. The only one that stays in their time it's Rangster in fourth position, but they are basically doing another job. In the meantime, I see that our pole crowned victorious Roberta Lesca, which is running first at the moment, and she also get the public to vote for her, so they are cheering all for her. Let's see now if she can maintain the lead for the last half of the race.
Yellow flag for Fair currently, so mistake by her. But there is the fastest lap from Saradov, 1:54.3, and she's closing the gap between her and Roberta Lesca because it was oh, something something's flying on the track. I think very dangerous. Luckily, no one was injured. And yeah, as I was saying, that Saradova was closing the gap was less than a second from Roberta Lesca, but then she made a little mistake and she lost some time. But now she's closing again. So I think we're gonna see a battle under between and before the end of the race. I'm pretty sure that Saradov will try everything to get this first place.
Yeah, I see a little bit of mistake by Roberta Lesca that went that didn't get the first corner right. So now she needs to be very focused because she is seeing her opponent getting very close lap to lap, and she needs to get back the pace she was going through, and try to run and to maintain the lead, because for sure you don't want to give hope to your opponent in a phase of the race like this.
Yeah, of course, when the pace is so close between two drivers, it's difficult to have that 10th to gain and overtake the driver in front. It's gonna be very difficult for Saradov, but of course it's we have seen some kind of battles between the start and this section of the race. We will see, but of course we have seen the result of the poll, and people on chat says that we win Roberta Lesca, but I wanna know your opinion.
Yeah, at the moment, for sure, Roberta Lesca is one of the favorite drivers for the win, because she's in the lead and she's keeping, even with the mistake she made before, a good pace with respect to her opponent. But Saradov has the fastest lap. She knows she can go faster, and for sure she won't let the win slip away from her hands. So it will be a battle till the end of the race for sure.
Yeah, of course, we will see, and now the gap is stable between them, 1.2, 1.4. So maybe, as you said, Roberta made a mistake in the previous laps, and now she's now back in form. And the only battle I'm seeing on the standings might be for 16th place between Arthur and Star Lenses, and also for 7th place between Austin and Bochenska. And we are here is 17th place.
Yeah, these are the closest gap between the drivers, as you can see from the standings here, with Arthur that has made a pit stop probably, because now I see that her bonnet is fixed, so she gets in the pit, and probably she gets the repairs for her car, because probably they were so bad. We Stylianides that was fighting for the 10th place, but now has gone to the one of the last position here. Not a great moment for her because she need to recover a lot to get a good result in this race.
Yeah, maybe as we were seeing in the 5 minutes ago, I think she was losing too much time on the straight. Everyone was overtaking her, so I think she made the right decision to stop and repair the car because it wouldn't be able to fight. And I think even if you're out of the points, or in this case you are gaining few points, I think it's better to repair the car and try to make to recover some places. I think it's also more exciting for who drives.
Yeah, probably she evaluated that she had so much damage that staying
Yes.
in the track wasn't worth it to get to the end of the race. So she decided to get this repair for the car. So now she for sure she will have a better place than her opponents in front. Maybe she can try to recover even if her distance is very high. It's basically 30 seconds behind the 15th position of Indriani.
Yeah, now we have Bochenska, who's very close to Austin. Very good recovery from her, and she's closing the up very quickly. I mean, she was 1 second in the last lap, so she's very quick at the moment and might take the 7th place maybe on the straight or in the final sector of this of the track. Maybe after the Ascari chicane, or maybe she will take the Parabolica to gain as much as speed she can to overtake her in the straight.
Yeah, now let's see if she can take some maneuver here at the Ascari, but it's a very difficult corner where where try to overtake, even if in dry condition. In the wet is basically very difficult to get any action here. So she stays in the back. She will try for sure in another place of the track. They are very close one to each other, and probably there will be something at Parabolica or even later at the first corner, at the first chicane, where something that is one of the most important overtaking spot of all the circuit here.
Yeah, she hasn't made a great final sector because she lost some time. I also saw wrong lines, so maybe she's feeling the pressure now. She has 8 minutes to take that overtake, so maybe she should focus and find her time. Then I saw also a yellow flag in the back of the standings, but I didn't see which driver was.
Yeah, I think it was Edwards that lost the position. But now let's get back in the front where Rea Palma is getting very closer to Rangstier for the 4th position, but also Saradav is getting closer to Roberta Lesca. We will have probably a few duels here in the last part of the race. Now it's very tricky because you have to manage both the tires. Obviously, are not so much consumed here because we had. Let's see here in the front. There has been a contact between Lesca and Dov. They were doing a great job here in the front. Let's see if we can get the quick replay, because now I don't see what's going on. Let's see what they're doing, because Saradov now is trying to overtake Roberta Lesca for the 1st position. There has been a contact. Let's see if I can recover.
Oh my god, how she broke on that final corner. It's a shame that we didn't see what happened because there was a battle for the lead, but they were quite far from, I mean, Saradov was quite far from Roberta Lesca, so maybe she broke too hard or there was a lap the car, I don't know, but it would be awesome to see what happened. Luckily they had a very strong gap between them and Camoriano, so nothing changed in terms of position, but of course there was a very important moment of the race that should be nice to see again.
Let's see. Let's try to see now the replay for the contact.
Probably there's damage for Roberta Lesca.
Yeah, probably it was a contact with the car number 14. Here it is here it is now. That's a shame, because they had this a little bit of contact with car number 14 of Starlences. But they managed to recover. That's a shame for Leska that was leading the race, but now has damage, and it will be very, very hard to recover to Saradov in first position.
Yeah, and be careful to Camoriano because she's catching up on Roberta Leska, and also Rhea Palma mistake by her, but yeah, it's a shame when Laptga ruins the race of the leader, and the battle between the two leaders is always a shame, I think. Of course, she didn't make it on purpose, and there's no blame to her, but yeah, really shame because looked like we should have seen and we would have seen a great battle before the end of the race, because Dove was closing the gap to Leska. It was less than a second, so really a shame. And be careful because Camoriano is closing the gap very quickly to Roberta Leska, and Roberta might also lose the podium.
Yeah, they had a great advantage to stay in the front, even if they had this contact, unfortunately. But now they need to be careful because I think both Leska and Saradov have some kind of damage, and in these last few laps, Camoriano have a great chance to try to do something, to try to get a good spot on the podium. Now she's third, and she's running basically 3 seconds faster than Roberta Leska. They are teammates, so they probably won't be so much battle. They are probably in communication between them, but it's a shame because Roberta Leska was doing a great job in the front, and then there has been this unfortunate contact with the lapped cars, and there's something that you usually don't want to see in some kind of race.
Yeah, Camoriano lost some time, but I don't know. We will see if there will be a team order and if Roberta will let Camoriano through, or Camoriano will defend the second place of Leska. But I think it's gonna be very difficult. 3 minutes and a half remaining to keep that place. Also because Rankster is still improving and he's closing the gap. It was 5.5 in the last lap, and now is 4.5. So yeah, it's gonna be very close to the end.
Yeah, probably Camoriano will help Roberta Leska to defend this podium because she was deserving it, and now she let her teammate to go through, but she gets a little bit long here in the Ascari. Now she needs to be very careful because it's easy to get some issue, but
Yeah,
they also need.
Not in, sorry, Ander, but it was not in the right place because they made that move on the worst possible part of the track, and Rankster, look at the gap, is 1.8, so they both could lose the podium.
Yeah,
They could go down into the main straight, I mean.
Yeah, they need to be careful because Roberta Leska has some damage to her bonnet, and she for sure will lose a lot of time to ranks here in the straight. So let's see if we have the delta here. Let's see the gap that is getting closer and closer each second, and probably will try here a move, but let's see because there are probably 2 laps of racing. But no, she stays in the back, and she decided to wait to get her move to the girls in front.
And now Rankster is very close, less than a second. It's gonna be very difficult now. Camorian is in second place, but yeah, look at how he's gaining. It's gonna be, I think, it's impossible to keep that position in 2 minutes. Maybe also on the straight, Rankster could overtake Roberta Leska. Fourth place might be safe from Palma, but of course, yeah, 1 minute 38. And maybe we have also one more lap, I think.
Yeah, probably yes, because Saradov is currently in the 3rd sector, and she will get another lap of racing here. So now Roberta Leska needs to defend very, very hard because Rankster is getting closer and closer, and it's now difficult to understand how she will defend, because she have a very huge damage, and it will be very, very difficult to try to defend. But now she seems to want the podium. She's not lefting the throttle, and she go as fast as she could in before Parabolica.
I think she's defending quite well, because Rangster, yeah, is gaining, but not so much as I thought. And now, yeah, we have one more lap, maybe two under. I didn't see the
Yeah,
gap.
we have the communication that there is the leader is on the final lap, so there will be this final lap of the race. Now let's see if Frankster can make a move here. Roberta Lesca trying to defend on the inside. Let's see now. It's very important to the braking zone here with Lesca that doesn't want to let her opponent go through, but she cuts the corner, and probably, I don't know if she gets a time penalty here, but now we see the headlights of Rankster in her back that she wanted the podium also, and probably she will try a move. She mustn't be very nervous now, but she gets the position here. She left the throttle Lesca here to let her opponent slip through that.
She cuts the corner again, so maybe she has to I don't know if she has to take that position again back too.
Actually, she was quite in the front between the braking zone. I don't know. Probably the game consider it that is a cut, a corner cut, but probably she won't get any penalty here, because now we have Saradov that is getting closer to the end. Now she's in the Ascari now. She has only one corner. A very beautiful race by Saradov that now gets 10 seconds to Camoriano. She had a great pace also after the incident. Unfortunate incident, let's say, that make Roberta Resca lose a lot of places, but here it is.
Yeah, of course, really well drive from Saradov. It's a shame that we haven't seen the battle, but now we have to celebrate victory because she wins again, and she won in Silverstone, she wins in Monza again, with 10 seconds on Camoriano. Let's see now the battle, because Camoriano now gets second place, and the final step of the podium will see Rankster on top. Yeah, we see, and Roberta Lesca keeps fourth place. Such a shame. We didn't see a battle between them and Saradov, but we have a second race, and I think she will drive with all her heart to get this win, because it's not what we wanted to see.
Yeah, for sure it's not what we wanted to see, but now she have her chance to prove that she can be the fastest, and I think for sure she will try to do her best here, because you have the second chance to do your race, and it will be another race in the same condition, and for sure I'm 100% sure she will try to do something here.
Yeah, of course. Now we are watching to the midfield cars who are getting to the checkered flag. Now we are on board with Riot, Marianne Edwards, 14th. Arthur, a very difficult race from her, and yeah, from the beginning I think a lot of contacts, mistakes, and the pit stop to repair the car. We will see if she can recover and she can get some higher position in the second race. We are happy. I think now we have the second race in this case, and she crosses the line now, 15th, as we said, 16th Indriani, 17th Pierce, Witcher 18th, Starlens is 19. Let's launch a spot and then we go for the second qualifying session.
signori, buonasera e bentornati su GDD Sim Racing TV. Qua in
Buonasera
cabina
signore e signori, buonasera amici di GDD Sim Racing TV.
Siamo qui per un evento molto particolare organizzato da URT.
Io sono Edoardo Pavoni e questa sera vi accompagnerò appunto per questo Gran Premio di
può essere Polla questa! Ed è Polla! Diventa di primo!
termine della qualifica e lo fa subito. Pole position 1.57, 369. Rifila.
Vediamo, ed è pole position 54 257.
Cosa arriva adesso sul traguardo Provò per rimanere secondo.
Clemente è partito molto bene, è partito anche Nossa, anche prende subito la scia.
Si parte bandiera verde. Adesso Sartor è quasi affiancato, ma buonissimo spunto di
Francesco acquista pace, percorre il rettilineo, inizia a spanalare.
Kevin Taddei vince la gara a Monza, Christmas Event,
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream from dust. as a child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream from dust. From dust.
Oh, Madonna.
We are back now here on GDD Sim Racing TV. We are waiting to the next session to start. Now we probably will wait some minutes to let the drivers get some rest, and then they will for sure smash for the qualifiers. Now we will have another 3 minutes of practice just to let some times goes by, and then qualifier 2 other 10 minutes in the wet, and then the second race of 30 minutes. I don't.
Yeah, we are waiting to the start of the second qualifying session. Also, as you said, we have before 3 minutes of practice. Maybe there's a schedule that they have to do. And well, I don't know. Until we are waiting, let's talk about the race winner of this race one on the wet, Saradov.
Yeah, Sardov, great performance by her. She was, I think, a little bit in difficulty because Roberta Resca got a very good pace in the first turns, but then there has been that unfortunate incident that for sure we will talk about at the end of the race. And now I think the session has moved on. So let's see now. We will, if we are forwarding. No, it seems that we are still in the race session. So we are waiting. We're waiting for the next session to start. That will start, I think, soon. And then I see the cars of the drivers that are jumping around here and there. And look at also these wonderful skins. Let's talk about it because he's. I think there is a great also showing of the ability of the painters of these cars that I think are great, are very, very beautiful here.
Yeah, they're really well done because there's some kind of glossy paint and very strong colors, I think, because it's all these smooth the fades. I very like them. I don't know which one is my favorite one, I think, but
Yeah, let's try
yeah.
to have a look to all the cars here. This wonderful car with the neon cat. It's also very, very, very funny here. Then some most common like this BMW here. So I think also you can also in the chat tell us what is your favorite livery here, because I think they are all beautiful. There are some liveries that I think are great here. Also this one from Camerano with these black and purple colors.
Yeah.
Yes, some more funny like this one.
Yeah, it's very nice because I think they're all different from the. I think every car is different from the others, and there's a lot of creativity in these levers. I think it respects the identity of the driver. I think.
Yep. they're very very different one to another. In the meantime, let me thank Oscar that gave Gatorade here with some viewers. Thanks for hosting us. And yeah, as you were saying, there are some very very beautiful livery here. Let's see now if the session will go through, because we're still waiting for the next session. We are okay. I think it's going on something here. Let's hope.
The session has ended. We are still there. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. We will see. We will see. I don't know if we wanna switch a bit to the Italian supporters, just to give a rest also to our minds, Andre.
Sì, beh, adesso possiamo un attimo passare all'italiano perché stiamo finendo le cose da dire, perché stiamo aspettando la sessione. Diciamocela tutta, ormai non sappiamo neanche più cosa dire tra di noi. Comunque sì, veramente livree che magari non siamo abituati a vedere di solito, sono livree abbastanza particolari rispetto a quelle che vediamo normalmente, però tutte comunque molto belle. Adesso aspettiamo che le sessioni le sessioni procedono, quindi aspetteremo la prossima qualifica da 10 minuti più la gara in questo momento.
Sì, esatto, onestamente non so che cosa stia succedendo, se c'è qualche problema con il server oppure stanno aspettando qualcosa alla quale non possono andare oltre, però effettivamente è abbastanza insolito che la sessione non sia ripartita, anche perché abbiamo le qualifiche, ricordiamolo, non ci sarà gara 2 con griglia di partenza data dal risultato di gara 1, ma ci sarà proprio un'altra sessione di qualifiche, 10 minuti, che ci permetterà di decretare la griglia di partenza di gara 2. Ci sarà ancora la pioggia, quindi rivedremo lo stesso scenario, probabilmente le stesse forze in campo. Chiaramente i piloti, le pilotesse, non so come definire.
Beh, i piloti, dai, sempre le pilote è anche brutto da dire.
È vero, non suona bene. Vabbè, in ogni caso, le auto in pista, probabilmente vedremo le stesse performance, vedremo. Anche se chi ha commesso degli errori magari in gara 1 potrà sicuramente rifarsi. Io mi aspetto una bella battaglia sia in qualifica che in gara tra Lesca e Saradov, perché purtroppo quel contatto con il doppiato non ha reso giustizia alla battaglia che stavamo vedendo, ma ci auguriamo di rivedere una bella bagarre tra le due, perché proprio nel momento in cui si stava per accendere si è spenta ancora prima di iniziare.
Ok, abbiamo la comunicazione, ci sarà un restart del server a breve, quindi a breve vedremo la sessione scomparire, quindi direi che possiamo avere un altro spot veloce. Adesso diciamolo anche per chi ci guarda, magari che non è italiano. There will be a restart of the server, so we will get back here shortly. Here it is. We will have a short break and then we will come back as soon as possible.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream from dust. From dust.
Signore e signori, buonasera e bentornati su GDD Sim Racing TV. Qua in
Buonasera
cabina
signore e signori, buonasera amici di GDD Sim Racing TV.
Siamo qui per un evento molto particolare organizzato da URT.
Io sono Edoardo Pavoni e questa sera vi accompagnerò appunto per questo Gran Premio di
When you say to me, I'm the only one, I realize love is just begun. I can't deny these feelings you give to me inside.
Polla! Può essere Polla questa! Ed è Polla! Divento di
al termine della qualifica e lo fa subito. Pole position 1.57, 369. Rifila.
Vediamo, ed è pole position 54 257.
Cosa arriva adesso sul traguardo Provò per rimanere secondo.
Clemente è partito molto bene, è partito anche Nossa, anche prende subito la scia.
Si parte bandiera verde. Si parte bandiera verde, adesso Sartor è quasi affiancato, ma buonissimo spunto di
Francesco acquista pace, percorre il rettilineo, inizia a spanalare.
Kevin Taddei vince la gara Monza Christmas Event G2.
So we are finally back here with the qualifiers for the second race here in Monza in the wet, and now me and Edoardo have been joined by our friend Alessandro Caccioli that will help us here in the commentary for this session. Hi Alessandro.
Hi everyone, usually I'm back with the live direction, but tonight I'm here also for you guys, for Edo, for Andrea, and for all of the viewer of this live, and then just gonna see what these women can do in the second race.
Yeah, we had a very great first race with a lot of action, but now I think the person to look at it's Roberta Lescacor, because for sure she wants to set a time, because she proved in the first race, in the first qualifier, that she has the pace, she can stay in the front, but then there has been that unfortunate contact with the lapped car of Starlences, and now for sure she wants to prove to the others, but also to her, I think, that she is the fastest, Edo.
Yeah, we've seen a very nice race. The first round has been very, very good, and the battle between Saradov and Roberta Lesca was, was different from the other ones. They were smashing all the opposition, and the gap was closing. Saradov was less than a second to Roberta Lesca, but then the contact with a lapped car ruined the chances of Roberta. So I think this qualifying session and then the second race will be a great opportunity to come back on top.
Yes, let me say hi to all our viewers, our new one, our old one, and let's hope. We hope that tonight we will be entertained by our live. So let's see now what they can do. This is the first lap, the real lap for Saradov. That it's setting her first time. Let's stay with her for this lap. A very, let's see here in the first corner, very good trajectory. Not so very precise in the exit. The car was very still. It doesn't have so much of oversteer in the first corner. That is one of the easiest to get it, and to have this trajectory was a very great performance by her, I think. And now let's see here in the Roggia chicane, one of the most difficult corners is, because it's very narrow, one side to another, and it's difficult to not get out of the track and to get on the dirt, and in this condition with the rain, it's very easy to get some slowdown of your car. But now let's get Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, and now we are getting back to one of the most iconic corners of all the track, the Ascari. That is a very fast chicane where it's very important to get a good entrance, because the exit then gets to a very long straight. And if you get a bad entrance, you will take that slow down to also this straight here. Now she gets a little bit wider. Here you see her left tires on the curb. That she doesn't have a very good exit. But let's see here, last corner, the Parabolica. Let's see how she will close the lap in the last qualifier. See, the pole position was around 144. Let's see now in the last meters. The first time set is 144, 54 and 4. So already a great lap, Edo.
Yeah, great lap, but there's something strange that only 5 minutes remaining and only 2 drivers have set the lap time. I don't know why they've been waiting for so long, but maybe they are still with I mean, they're still with they're still I can't find the word. They are still
What are you trying to say, Edo? With your own
they are
words.
still on shape after the first race, so they don't have to do a lot of laps to find the time.
Yeah, basically they are
I
already.
made it.
Yeah, you made it at the end. Yeah, the qualifying is very short, and you will have a very long launching lap that will get you 2 or 3 minutes. So basically, we are around at 5 minutes. You get the first lap completed. So we are perfectly on time here. So now let's see some of the performance here with Roberta Lesca that they didn't set time. She was very slow. Probably she gets out of the track in the first real lap. And let's see if she can get a great lap, because Saradov is still improving her time at the moment, so she will get faster and faster at this moment, it seems.
Yeah, Sardov is improving to take and to increase that pole lap 154.4. We are waiting for the time of Roberta Lesca, who's going through the Lesmo corners, and she's going through the middle sector. We'll see if she can smash the pole position of Saradov. She has to stay, I think, in second place, but we will see. But here, good time, half a second from Saradov. I think. As we've seen in the first race, might take the third step of the podium, we will see. And a lot of improvements now. We are going to the final part of the qualifying, so of course we will see improvement for the drivers. Be careful, because Roberta Lesca has gone through the Ascari with a car that was that had a spin maybe. And now we are going through the final corner, so the Parabolica with Roberta Lesca. Let's see if she can smash that pole position of 134.4 from Saradov. She might maybe take that slipstream also from the car in front, and she's going now through the main straight. Let's see if she can take the revenge of the first race. She's going crosses the line now, and then she goes third fastest, 1 second from Saradov.
Yeah, probably she needs to get some confidence with the car again, and now there is some traffic in front of her that will slow down her a lot, even if she's still improving by a little bit. But Saradov is getting a great lap again. Alessandro, you that are the first time that you're seeing basically with us these girls, how do you see them at the moment?
It's difficult to say, because I usually watch race of men. So with the women, I cannot say a lot. I do not have seen it before. So 154 and 4, I think, is a very good time. I don't know what in the previous qualify was the fastest lap. So if you remember that, it could be so appreciated. But
It was lower.
it was lower, so I imagine that in these 1 minute and 50 seconds of the qualifying, it will be a very closer fastest lap of Dove or other women.
Yeah, but look at here, Roberta Lesca is getting more than half a second faster, even with overtaking a car that is Athor, I think, if I remember correctly, the orange BMW. Let's see here on the inside, they're basically already racing, because they have very few chances to set a time. Let's see if she can get now the second position at the moment.
What a control!
Yeah, it's very easy to lose the BMW at the exit, but stays in third. And now she had a car alongside her, and
It's gonna be a problem now. It's gonna be a problem because they don't have one more lap apart from this one, and they're gonna
they're gonna
screw
both
it.
invalidate.
Yes.
Oh,
So not ideal for Roberta Lesca. Also because Rankster might improve and get for third place. So yeah, not ideal. Also disqualifying after the first race here in Monza. Not the day of Roberta Lesca until now.
No, she had some issues in the earlier race, and now for sure that battle for the qualifier wasn't so good for her, Alessandro.
yeah, you have seen a battle here in qualify, so they are trying also for the race. But we usually, I think we usually think about the girls like quiet girls, so calm. But here they are showing a type of girl a little bit angrier, I think.
Yeah, for sure the Roberta Lesca wanted to have a good start, I think, for before before this race, because she had issues in race 2, and she wanted for sure to prove that she can stay in the front. But now Sarah Dove is getting already faster and faster. It's basically 2.5 tenths faster than her previous time, so probably she can get also to 1 minute 53. Can we see it? Let's see. Let's keep in the lap, because it seems good, because now we are on the Roger, that it's the second chicane, and she's basically a lot faster than her previous lap.
Yes, she's improving a lot, but keep an eye on Witcher, because he's improving by more than 3 tenths and might get the 3rd place of Leska, maybe also 2nd place, so be careful, because Leska might lose. The time it was also Rangster was improving, but now she lost a lot in the 2nd sector, so she'll stay in 4th place, and she stays in 4th place, but the battle now is between Witcher and Pelletier and Leska, I think, for the front row, while Sardov is absolutely flying. I think it's more than half a second quicker on the currently pole lap, but she goes wider.
Yeah, she invalidated her lap, so the only one... Ooh, it's Serene Witcher, but it's has some issues with the lap, basically slower car here in the qualifiers, so she lost all her advantage. I think we are at the end of the qualifiers, because there is no more chances to overtake. Yes, here it is. As you can see from the leaderboard, Sarah Dove get the pole position, so she will start first.
Yeah, and 7 tenths to the second driver, and finally Leska keeps her 3rd place, 4th Hangster, and 5th Witcher. Very particular qualifying session. I think that traffic has made a nice roll. We will see in the race if lapped cars will be a problem too, and well done, Saradova on pole.
Yeah, she started where she ended, basically starting first after running first at the end of first race. Great performance by her, and she proved that she has the pace. It's not so good qualifying for Leska, because she seemed to have also a good pace, but she didn't manage to get the right lap, and because of the traffic, as you already said, not ideal. So let's get back here to the start, and we will wait these 3 minutes. So let's have a little spot, and we will be right back here for the start of the race 2.
Signore, buonasera e bentornati su GDD Sim Racing TV.
Buonasera signore e signori, buonasera amici GDD Sim Racing TV.
Siamo qui per un evento molto particolare organizzato da URT.
Io sono Edoardo Pavoni e questa sera vi accompagnerò appunto per questo Gran Premio di...
Polla questa! Ed è Polla! Divento di primo!
Termine della qualifica e lo fa subito. Pole position 1.57, 369.
Vediamo, ed è pole position 54, 257.
Cosa arriva adesso sul traguardo? Provò per rimanere secondo.
Clemente è partito molto bene, è partito anche Nossa, anche prende subito la scia.
Si parte bandiera verde. Adesso Sartor è quasi affiancato, ma buonissimo spunto di...
Francesco acquista pace, percorre il rettilineo, inizia a spanalare.
Kevin Taddei vince la gara Monza, Christmas Event, Gino.
So we're back here for race 2, 30 minutes of race like race 1, and Saradov, who won the first race, is now back in the front, ready to start, ready to smash again, and let's see if she can manage to stay in the front here, because we've seen a lot of happening in race 1, so race 2 is not sure the outcome of this race, Edo.
Yeah, of course, it's gonna be, I think, an exciting race as we've seen in the first one. The start will be a great part of the race, and it will be very important, as we've seen with the rain. It's not so easy to overtake, but we will see, because Leska has to do a great start if she wants to almost fight for that win. And we have some nice contenders. We will see. Also, Saradov will be the main driver who will be focused for the race, but of course we'll hold hope for a nice battle between the first three drivers.
As for sure, there will be a lot of battles going on, because they're very, very close to each other. We see also some drivers from the back that can be as fast as the one in the front. In race 1, Roberta Leska and Saradov had the better pace above everyone here in Monza. So let's see if now they can get away again, because they were trying to do a great their pace. Then we have the incident with the lapped cars, that is a variables that needs to be considered when racing in this condition. So let's see here, because I think there will be a lot of fights, and always careful in turn 1, because here in Monza is a very tricky one, Alessandro.
Yeah, you said right. We have seen from the qualify that Saradov had a very great management of the time, I think, because when the other drivers were in trouble with the lap cars and with the fastest cars for the fastest lap, she did an excellent job to try the first lap and to set a very good time that was 1:54 and 4. So here I expect to see a Saradov with a very good management of the race, and we need to remember that we are under the water. So the management is the first things to remember in this case.
Yeah, the wet condition makes everything trickier than it already is, because in Monza the racing is usually very hard, because there are very few overtaking spots, so you need to get every chance of overtaking when you can, and for that reason, with the wet, you need to be more than double the careful of what you usually are, because everything changes, everything. It's difficult to control. Everything is harder to define. Also, not getting in the clean trajectory makes you get a very different entering in the entrance in the corner. So yeah, it's very, very tricky. And if you see in this race 2 what we saw in race 1, for sure it will be very, very interesting.
Yeah, the first race was very clean. We will see if we can repeat it, and I think Roberta will be very aggressive. She's very hungry, I think, and she has all the rights to be. So I think we're gonna see a very aggressive Roberta, and maybe also we will see her overtaking skills throughout the race, Andre.
Yeah, I think she will try to get the move earlier from the beginning, because I think she knows she can have a better pace than the driver in front of her, because she probably doesn't want to let Saradov get any chance of slipping away and get a clean and an easy race.
Yeah, of course. Now we're going through the final corner, so the race is gonna start again. 30 minutes, so half an hour. As we've seen in the race 1, all the conditions are the same. It's gonna be wet for all the race from the beginning till the end. Now we're going to the start of the first lap of the race. We're going through the line of the second race here in Monza. We will see Saradov starting first place, second Pelletier, third Roberta Leska. We will see the start is now. The race is started. Let's see if there will be some kind of attack into the turn 1. Let's see Roberta Lesca, who takes all the slipstream of Pelletier. Let's see, she breaks around the outside. Let's see if she can take that first place on the bet. Is very difficult, so they made a contact. That she spins around, but she keeps it. She stays third, but Witcher cuts the corner, and there is a contact again from Rankster Roberta Lesca, but I think that Rankster has to give the place back now, Andre.
Yeah, she cut to the corner. We have another contact between Leska and Arwen. Very unlucky here, Leska, in this situation, and I think she has very great damage now. It will be very difficult to get in the front. Very, very unfortunate in these two races, Roberta Leska.
Yeah, just unbelievable. I don't know what to say, honestly. It's not her day, I think. Very difficult start. She was going to attack for second place on turn 1, but then it was impossible because Rankster braked later. So then a contact, not ideal. Now she's 16th, and it's gonna be very difficult. She, of course, will make some overtakes, and it will entertain us, but not the race she wanted, not the race we wanted, and now it's always and almost everything easier for Saradov.
Yeah, yes, at the moment, because Pelletier is already basically two seconds later than her, so she's already getting a great advantage, because in the first position you can see a very huge distance between the drivers, whereas there is this group of drivers here with Sarah Johnson that is trying to get a move on Starlences. Let's see if she can get. I think she is already in the front, so a great move by the Bentley of Sarah Johnson here in this moment, that they get the position easily on the Porsche of Starlences.
Yeah, of course, now yellow flag for Valenza, who spins round.
Yeah,
here
not
in the Lesmos. Or is this Parabolic or Lesmo?
It's a Parabolic, I think. Yes, okay. It's a Parabolic, and not the ideal place to have a spin here. But now the first position seems already a little bit fixed, because Saradov has 2 seconds to Pelletier, that then has 3.5 seconds to Rankster, that is losing a lot of time. Probably she get out of the race with the Rhea Palma in 4th position, that has other 3 seconds, and is followed by nearly by Serena Witcher in this moment. And she probably needs to be careful, because Serena Witcher has the fastest lap, so she's pushing since the beginning. Let's see if she can get any move.
Yeah, let's remember that Witcher was improving in qualifying, and she was almost on the level of pole position, but then she found a slower car, and she has to back up on her time. So she has a very nice pace. Let's see if she might fight for the podium, or even also for even more. Then we have 2 yellow flags for Pierce and Riot, maybe a contact between them. They're currently on the back of the grid right now, and Roberta Lesca is almost on a pit stop.
Yeah, I think Roberta Leska is retiring, because she is still in the pit for a very, very long time, and she is losing more and more time. So a very unfortunate evening for her, because for sure this wasn't the place she wanted to be. She for sure wanted to be very aggressive since the beginning, but then she didn't have any chance to prove it. Or she's active in the pit, so she's not giving up, so probably she will try to get maybe some position back again.
Yeah, of course, difficult. I think it's 61 seconds, so... Well, I think she just wants to drive on her home track, and of course it's not easy when you are in your home GP and you do 2 races like this. Very unfortunate, and it's not ideal also for the feeling they have, for all the preparation they put for this race, and I think she's not feeling quite well right now.
Yeah, let's have this fast on board of Saradov to see how she's driving, because she had the fastest lap, that is nearly 1.5 seconds faster than any other one on the grid. You can see the 154.8, where Rhea Palma has the second fastest lap in 156.1. She's flying here. Already 4 seconds to Pelletier, and as you can see from this onboard, she is basically driving very, very carefully, but also very precise and fast, so a very great performance by her.
I think we're gonna see a race similar to the first one we've seen 2 weeks ago in Silverstone, because the pace of Saradov's is different from the following cars, and maybe we might see a win with a lot of advantage, but of course I don't wanna say it too early, because we have seen that tonight everything can happen as always in the motorsport, but now the gap is increasing again, 4.3 in just 5 minutes of the race, so yeah, I think Saradov once again is showing why she's the championship leader.
Yeah, she's proving she has the pace, and as she already proved in race 1, and it seems even a clearer situation than the race before, because she was following Roberta Resca. Oh, we have a contact here, very bad contact, because Starlens loses her car in the parabolic. It's a very tricky corner to take, and she has a contact with Ator and Bocheska, I think, and she gets a little bit in the back. Not a very good performance here by Starlens.
Yeah, not a great move by a little mistake that made some nice consequences. And let's give a shout to Alessandro. What do you think about the start? About the performances of Sarah? Who do you think will win? Here we have the replay. I think.
Another contact.
No, it's the replay of the
Okay.
of the content we saw earlier. So
Okay.
that's what caused the yellow flag of Starlens.
Yeah. It could be a demolition derby, this race, but I think that Roberta Lesca, is it correct? I don't know.
Yes.
Took a bad start because probably in her mind there was the pressure of the bad first race, so she tried a lot in the first corners, but we need to remember that in this case you are going into a problem that is a very, very difficult management of the overtake. She tried a lot. She tried in the outside, and she took a contact with the other cars. And I don't really know. I don't have a lot to do. Sorry to say, because I don't know these drivers. So I'm watching out a little bit to learn something about these drivers, and then probably I could be a little bit better than now to know what they are doing now.
Yeah, because we don't usually see female drivers. You see someone here and there, but a full grid of female drivers, it's not something that we are used to see. But let me say, for sure there is the spectacularity of this game, of these races, have nothing has very everything in common with the other of their male colleagues. Because everything is happening, and they're proving they're not the girls that we usually think that are calm, doesn't get angry. But you can see here that someone gets very, very, very aggressive. There are a great move, and I think it's beautiful to see this in this kind of championship.
Absolutely amazing to see these. I said before that I was a little bit in trouble to see these type of girls. They are so aggressive, Andrea. They're very, very aggressive. They tried in every corner, and they try in every situation. Probably they could try in the corners of Zandvoort as well in Monza. So it's very strange race, I think.
Yeah, for sure they wanted to get the best position possible, and in the meantime, I see in the back Roberta Resca gets the fastest time, so she want to prove that she has the pace. She would have the pace to stay in the front. Unfortunately for her, we have seen that bad contact at the beginning, but she's proving she can do it. Let's see. Let me check if I can find it, because should be. I think this one, probably. No, this is the start. So let's have a look at the start. because that wasn't there was this contact that was not great for her, and then she gets basically out here in a contact with the purple car, the other purple BMW, and I think this is the orange BMW of Aaron when they get very close, and it was very hard to keep the car in place there.
Yeah, we have seen the replay, and the dynamic is very unfortunate. I think it's a racing incident, then the race director will make her decision. Of course, it's unfortunate when a driver is so unlucky in such an evening. I mean, in 3 sessions, she only in the first qualifying maybe she has showed her potential, and now she's putting fastest lap on fastest lap to try to recover as much as she can, maybe to also for a test for the following races we are expecting in the next week, Sandra.
Yeah, for sure she want to prove that she's fast, and she's doing for sure she's doing it. But let's get back to the race, because Austin was getting kind of aggressive to Ator in front with the orange BMW. But now let's see if the driver can get any faster with her Porsche. But she also needs to be careful, because Erwin in the Bentley in her back is getting more and more aggressive. Let's see if there is a move here on the parabolic, and it seems so. Erwin gets on the inside, and she gets the get alongside. They get alongside, but Erwin seems to be able to get the better exit. But it's tricky here, because Parabolic has the better exit on the outside, even if you want to stay in the inside to get less meters on the track to get a faster lap. But they are still side to side. Also, before in front, Bochenska and Ator are very close, but Erwin seems to get the overtake done.
Yeah, they were side by side. Now there is here Ator who cuts the corner and might have to lose to give the position back to Bochenska, because she cut the corner. But then we'll see, because there is also an overtake by Irwin on Bochenska for 8th place, but also there's behind Austin who wants to gain the position too. But there is here he breaks late now. Irwin to regains that place, and also Austin for 9th. There is a nice battle. We are going through the middle part of the race, the second race, and Roberta Lesca has made another fastest lap, 1:54.4, so she doesn't give up until the end. There is another overtake then for 17th place from Riot, who takes the one on Pierce. Here we have Annalise Riot on Pierce for 17th.
Yeah, she's trying again to get in the back now. She gets a little bit high on the curb. That is very tricky to take, because they basically throw your car up in the air. That's not the best way to make the Roja corner. And Pierce leave the positions back to Riot, and she stays in the front for a 17th position. Let's get back to have a better view of all the race, because Saradov in first position is basically making a wonderful job, because now Pelletier in second position is 10 seconds behind her. That's a huge difference of timing, because also Ranks here is another 4 seconds behind. Now Saradov is basically flying, because she's running in 54 high as the times, whereas their opponents are running in 56 and 57. Basically 2 or 3 seconds faster each lap. That's a great performance by her.
Yeah, as we've seen in race 1, Saradov and Roberta Lesca are doing a different job. The only difference is that Saradov is first, Roberta Lesca is last. Not the best. We would have loved to see the battle, also because in race 1 we haven't had the possibility to see it. As we said before, just when it was going to start, it finished with a contact with that lapped car, and that's not ideal. But of course, Saradov is absolutely dominating this second round here in Monza, as she's done in Silverstone. Yeah, it's a shame just for that battle we haven't seen. And what do you think, Alessandro? If Saradov, of course, well, I think we agree that.
Yeah, Saradov has an excellent pace tonight. Just 10 seconds in 7 laps are a lot. And other guys, other drivers, other girls are making a lot of contact and a lot of battles. So that could be very good for Sarah to improve a lot the distance from the second, from the pelleter. It could be a very good win if she do not make other or any mistake in these 14 minutes left.
Yeah, of course. And well, I've never had the possibility to win a race or dominating a race with such a gap from the second one. So, but now let's wait, because here Sophie Orwen is going to catch the 7th place on Arthur. Goes around the outside, but then she has to cut the chicane of turn 1. So let's see. She might have to give that back the position to Aaron when we'll see where she's gonna do it, or if she's gonna keep it until the end of the race. Now we will see. But Erwin is going very close to her, and she might get the place right here before the Roger chicane. Goes there, breaks late, but also Arthur breaks even later, and she keeps that 7th place. A very great break from her, and she's going now to catch that Johnson. Also, if Johnson is 10 seconds ahead, so now she has to defend from Erwin.
Yeah, also in the back, Bochenska is getting closer and closer to her, to this duo in the front. Let's see if maybe in the next few laps there could a fight between Arthur and Erwin can help Bochenska to get closer and closer to probably try some action to get past for 7th position, because you in these races every points count at for the championship, and it will be important to get the best here.
Yeah, and Saradov now sets the fastest lap of the race, 154.2. So there's a battle between Leska and Saradov, not for the position, but for the fastest lap, I think. Because now the only thing they can do is that kind of a fight, because of the position and the seconds they are separated. And now here we have the same battle I've seen before from Aaron and Hathor. Let's see if Sophie Heroin can get that 7th place before turn 1. She's gaining with the slipstream. She takes the inside, and now she might break late. Regains that 7th place. Is very fast on the straight. She takes 7th place now. This time Hathor, he takes, regains, but there's contact. There is contact as Hathor spins round. Also, Aeroman stays stopped, and Bochenska gets that 7th place, and even Austin overtake Aeroman. Wow, we had a very strange contact. Well, maybe a little bit too optimistic, Andre.
Yeah, probably Arthur was trying to defend very aggressively her position, and Erwin that thought, I think, that to be faster than the driver in front of her, and now she can get the opportunity to get an overtake here on Lesmo 1. Let's see if she yes, she has the inside. It should be an easy overtake, I think, because Arthur also had a bit of contact with the guardrail here on the right side of the track, and now they're very close, and now a little bit of drift by Arthur, and she loses a little bit of car, and that's makes her lost a lot of time. Also making Sarah Fair to get the position, but now she gets a bad trajectory here in the Ascari, and she also get overtaken by Nossi. Everything is happening here, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why Sarah left the door so open, because she made the Ascari in a very strange way. She lost 2 places, and maybe she lost the braking zone, but let's oh no, that's the replay.
That's the replay of the vote for the chat asked for the replay, so I let them see the replay. So not a great action here.
Are we live here or not?
Yes, yeah, we are live here.
Okay, I leave you the word.
So we have Austin that now it's in the inside of Ato that lost a lot of positions. She has some damage in her front. She breaks a lot late. But everyone is cutting this first corner. Let's say how they are getting with Ator that gets on the grass. So for her, it's very difficult to get back on track. Yeah, everything is happening here. Ator is losing more and more position with Bochenska that gets the position on both Erwin and Ator, and that now is in 7th place. So it will be very hard to get back to Johnson because he's 15 and a half second in front of her. But for sure, it's a good position to be in.
Yeah, of course. And now we don't have a fight open. Maybe only for the 12th place with Indriani and Starlances, who are fighting for 12 for P12. And apart from that, let's come back to the thing I was saying before. I've never had the possibility in my short career to be in first place with such a gap, and I don't even know how can I feel when you're 15 or 16 or 20 seconds in front of the others. What can be the motivation to do even better? The battle for the fastest lap in every lap? I don't know. I ask you to both of you.
It's a good question, and I think that if I could be in the first position with a lot of gap from the second one, I could probably maintain a normal pace, do not force a lot, and I could probably. Mm, No, I think that I will not fight for a fastest lap every lap. I will take the car to the checkered flag as well with a very calm drive and with a very normal time for every lap.
Yeah, I think you need to manage the race because even if you are in the front, you can maybe try once or twice to have a fast lap if you feel it, because you need to feel the car to be there, and for sure you need to manage the race because every mistake is if you make a mistake you pay it a lot. So every you need to stay focused because even if the race is short, it's very easy to lose a lot of time and to also lose the race, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
now
in this.
go
Go ahead.
Alessandro, go.
Okay. In this case, the race management is so important, and a very little mistake could change the line of the race. So it's very important to do not force a lot and to be focused turn for turn and lap for lap. And I think that even in this case, the experience of a driver is the first improvement, the first skill of a driver in this kind of race.
Well, now we're going through the final part of the race. 6 minutes remaining right now. And now, yeah, Sardov 17 seconds to Pelletier. And then 3 seconds from Pelletier to Rangse. And Palma is third with 4 seconds. I think the battle for the podium is pretty close, apart from, I mean, if something happens, but I don't want to see it. And well, of course, I don't want to ask you who's gonna win this race, but maybe if we can open a poll and I ask you also to Andrea, to Alessandro, who is your driver of the day?
Yeah, I think that we have seen a lot of action in this race, and for sure, I think the driver of the day must be Saradov because for the pace, the management, she is not making any mistake. Is has done a perfect evening till now. Let's hope not to jinx her. But I think you can't say anything apart her because she basically has done the perfect weekend again after last week, 2 weeks ago in Silverstone, when she gets the pole position and the victory in a fantastic way, like the one we're seeing tonight.
Alessandro?
Yeah, also for me, Saradov is the best driver of the day. She has a very excellent pace. Now is 18 second from the second. Yeah, Saradov as well.
Yeah, I agree with you because we could have seen a battle, as we said several times this evening, between Roberta Lesk and Saradova, but in the end, she has been calm for all the evening. Even if she didn't start on pole in race one, she was still calm, consistent, and then she took the win just for that. I think she has a very cold mind. We have seen it also in Silverstone, and she might be the right way to win the championship, because she's going to win the third race in a row, and she won all the races till the start of the season, and maybe she's very quick, of course. She has talent, of course, but also she has something more, like the mind of a champion.
Yeah, for sure, it's important also the mindset when you go along in a race, and she's proving she has it, because she's doing a great performance through all the session. We have all the qualifiers and the races. She was the one in the front, basically, the only person to make some fight with her was Roberta Lesca, that now set the fastest time in 1:53.8, the first driver in tonight to get under the 54 mark, the 1:54 mark. So great performance by her, because now her fastest lap is half a second faster than Sarah Dove, basically. So a great lap, but Saradova stayed in the front, in the front position in both races and in both sessions. So a great performance by her.
Yes, this is the demonstration that what we said before, that Saradov is doing a very great management of the race, and she's not pushing so hard for the fastest lap, but she is only focused to take the car into the checkered flag.
Yeah,
Now we have a battle.
Yeah,
We have
let's
a
get.
battle here for 8th place with Arwen and Austin. Austin, who's getting all the slipstream. Let's see if she takes the around the inside or around the outside. She takes the outside, and it's very difficult to overtake right there. So she has to back off, and she stays behind currently. Or Arwen, and she stays there. Ninth place, and she has now 1 minute and 50 seconds to regain the lead. And there's also a battle for 13th place from Starlensis and Valenza, who are fighting there just for the back position from the midfield. And currently Valenza takes that 13th place, and Starlensis has to back up. Let's take a little switch before the end of the race in Italian to our Italian supporter. Allora, ci troviamo nella fase finale di questa gara di Monza. Abbiamo visto un colpo di scena, dato che ne abbiamo parlato. Attenzione, perché vedo una bandiera gialla per Saradov. Vedo una bandiera gialla per Saradov là davanti. Infatti sta perdendo tempo, però sembra essere tornata in pista. Forse ha avuto un'escursione o un testacoda. Fortunatamente alla fine il gap che si è costruito nel tempo probabilmente ha avuto un ruolo importante. Adesso anche Austin bandiera gialla, quindi forse un errore da parte sua, ma ritorna in 10ª posizione. Quindi abbiamo visto una gara molto interessante. Purtroppo ancora una volta il contatto tra Lesca all'inizio, dato che non l'abbiamo commentato, non abbiamo fatto nessuno switch dall'inizio della telecronaca, che purtroppo l'ha vista finire in ultima posizione. Comunque un buon recupero, perché si trovava a 60 secondi, uscita dal pit dall'ultima, adesso si trova solo a 5. L'unica battaglia che può essere tra Saradov e Lesca è quella per il giro veloce, ma comunque non si è arresa e sta lottando fino all'ultimo secondo.
Sì, sicuramente vuole dimostrare, ma ci ha già dimostrato comunque di avere il passo, perché ha recuperato davvero tanto nei confronti delle avversarie che sono davanti a lei. Un'ottima gara di recupero. Purtroppo quel contatto all'inizio ha condizionato completamente la gara, ma tornerei su Saradov, che adesso sta per andare a completare l'ultimo settore della gara, e sarà probabilmente una doppietta per lei, quindi grande performance, perché questa sera davvero non ce n'era per nessuno.
Esatto, assolutamente. Quindi questo sarà l'ultimo giro, Andre, corretto? Esatto, quindi allora è giusto anche tornare in inglese. So we are in the last lap of the race with Sardov, who had a little momentum in the last lap because we've seen the yellow flag and maybe we don't know if she's gone wide or she spins round.
Oh,
She took all the curb and she was going to crash on the final lap of the race. Maybe she was fighting for the fastest lap to take it from Roberta Lesca. Maybe the only thing, because I wouldn't expect to push so much in the last lap of the race while you're winning with more than 10 seconds of advantage. So maybe she was pushing too much to gain that extra point from Roberta Lesca. But she's done, apart from that, absolutely everything perfect. And she goes around the final corner, parabolic, and the main straight. Sardov has won in Silverstone, has won in Monza, re-wins in Monza once again. She's the winner and increases her championship lead with a lot of points. Second place from Pelletier, third place from Ranks, and the fourth place for Palma, who are fighting currently for the fourth place, Palma and Witcher. But I think with a photo finish, Palma takes that fourth place, yes, and Witcher takes fifth. Sixth place for Johnson, who's going through the line right now, and then 20 seconds later, Bochenska and Erwin are fighting for that seventh place around the final corner. Sophie Erwin and Bochenska are fighting and take that seventh place, Erwin, but Bochenska regains it. They're going through the final main straight, but I think that Bochenska right now takes that seventh place, crosses the line right now onto the final lap and takes seventh place. Erwin 8th place is going to Fair that 9th place, and 10. Austin the top 10 stops right this. I think we should launch a spot and then go with the interview.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream from dust. From dust.
signori, buonasera e bentornati su GDD Sim Racing TV. Qua in cabina
Buonasera
con
signore e signori, buonasera amici di GDD Sim Racing TV.
Siamo qui per un evento molto particolare organizzato da URT.
Io sono Edoardo Pavoni e questa sera vi accompagnerò appunto per questo Gran Premio di...
Può essere polla questa! Ed è polla! Divento di
termine della qualifica e lo fa subito. Pole position 1.57, 369. Rifila.
Vediamo, ed è pole position 54 257.
Cosa arriva adesso sul traguardo Provò per rimanere secondo.
Clemente è partito molto bene, è partito anche Nossa, anche prende subito la scia.
Si parte bandiera verde. Si parte bandiera verde. Adesso Sartore quasi affiancato, ma buonissimo spunto di...
Francesco acquista pace, percorre il rettilineo, inizia a spanalare.
Kevin Taddei vince la gara a Monza, Christmas Event G2.
Good evening, everyone. We are back after these 2 rounds here in Monza. Wet track and great battles, I think. Alessandro, what do you think about these 2 races? And then we go with the interview.
It was a very beautiful race. The second one, the girls pushed so hard in every corner. We have seen Sara Dove dominating the race from the first turn to the checkered flag. And then a little mistake, probably in the final lap, but nothing to worry about that. And then I think we can go to the interview, Edo.
Yeah, okay. So let's interview the winner of the first race and the second race and the championship leader, Sara Dove. Good evening, Sara. Buonasera. We are in Italy, so buonasera.
Ciao.
So a really strong performance till the start of this season. Cold mind, as we said. So you gained these 2 wins, and what do you think about this race? Did you like it? Were you bored in the second one?
No, it was keeping me on my toes. It was a really difficult keeping it straight. There was lots of sliding in the wet. So yeah, I was always occupied.
Yeah, and
It was
what
a tough
happened?
one.
What happened at the end? In the second race, we've seen the yellow flag, but we didn't see what's happening. Were you trying to find this fastest lap, or just a mistake?
Yeah, I was trying to just get a little bit more speed, and pushed it a little too hard on the curbs, so it just went wee and flew away.
Well, anyway, really strong performance. You won all the races of this championship so far, so really well done, and congratulations.
Grazie. I just want to say Roberta she drove an amazing race in the first race, and it's a shame it ended the way it did.
Yeah, it's a shame. She will come stronger in the following race for sure.
Yeah.
And let's hope to see a battle, because you were doing an absolutely domination race, both of them, and we would have liked to see a battle for the win, but unfortunately it didn't go like this. We will see it in the future for sure.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thank you, Sarah. Good evening. And Alessandro, I will give you the word to the second place of the first race with Jessica Pelletier.
Yes, so we have Jessica here. Jessica, are you here? Can you listen to me?
I can hear
Okay,
you.
Jessica, we have seen a very excellent race. You were only 8 seconds from Sarah, that was probably the faster driver tonight. What do you feel about that?
Um, I saying to myself from the start that Sarah probably wouldn't be our race. We just wanted to focus on bringing home, hopefully, what would have been a good, strong finish, which did result in second place. It was tough at the start. Track felt wetter than it did in race 1, but it sort of started coming back towards the end. Towards the end, it I think got a bit drier, so helped me push, and I had Heather chasing me behind. At one point, I think the gap was just a second, and I started to think about that. Mistakes ever so slightly crept in, but I sort of just tried to refocus myself and pushed hard to the end.
Yeah, you said right. Rankster was only 6 decimal behind you, and in a wet track, I think that it's very difficult to maintain, to be focused on the race from the start to the final lap. Is it correct, Jessica? Okay, we've lost Jessica, I think, Edo.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably we will we'll come back to her in a while. So we can continue,
Yeah.
Edo, with
We go with we go with the second place of the race 2. Chiara Camoriano, buonasera.
Ciao, buonasera a tutti.
Oh, un'intervista italiana. Buonasera, complimenti.
Grazie.
Allora, ottimo podio, ottima seconda posizione, gestione perfetta e chiaramente il passo non era purtroppo come quello di Sara. Avremmo voluto vedere una bella battaglia, purtroppo non era possibile, ma comunque hai ottenuto una solidissima seconda posizione, una gestione perfetta. Raccontacelo un po' dal tuo punto di vista, anche perché eri piuttosto da sola, eri la seconda, comunque là davanti, che non sei stata braccata dal terzo posto.
Sì, effettivamente, fortunatamente anche ero in gestione da sola, quindi non sentivo troppo la pressione. Sicuramente Sara aveva un passo inavvicinabile per me, ma lo è sempre stato, quindi io sono soddisfatta per la gara fatta, anche perché il tempo l'ho trovato, direi, con l'ultimo setup di mezz'ora prima della gara, quindi super soddisfatta di questo e quindi direi un'ottima gara. La seconda
Complimenti.
mancia è andata un po' peggio, ma va bene.
Complimenti, complimenti. Tra l'altro, finire sul podio proprio qui a Monza, a casa nostra, insomma, deve essere un'emozione ancora maggiore.
Sì, assolutamente, anche perché è una pista particolare, poi sul bagnato per niente semplice, quindi sicuramente è stata una gara abbastanza sofferta.
Bene, bene, complimenti. Speriamo di vedere ulteriori battaglie e lotte per queste posizioni anche in futuro. Il campionato è lungo e c'è sicuramente tempo.
Certo, buona continuazione a tutti.
Grazie mille, buonasera, buonasera Chiara. So, we will switch back to the third place in race 1, third place in race 2. Alessandro with Rankster.
Yeah, Hedda, are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, Hedda, you finished third in the first race and you finished also third in the second race with with a distance from the second of 6 decimal in both races. How did you feel tonight?
I felt really good, but it was really hard catching both Kiara and Jessica in both races because they were doing fairly good lap times, and I was like almost catching at one point because I got better towards the end of both races. But yeah, if I'd found that pace maybe a bit earlier, maybe it would work. But it was really hard catching both of them, so very well, good job to them. But I'm really happy about two third places since I didn't have time to practice either, so I'm happy.
So you are happy of this night, but I would like to ask to you. You finished very close to the second position in both races. How much is it difficult to remain behind a car in a wet condition and also in a wet condition in Monza, where the exit of the turn is so important to have a very good speed in the straight?
yeah, it's really hard to be behind the car in wet and especially at Monza because also of the spray, but also to see the braking point because the car is blocking it as well as the rain. So it's a bit hard, but yeah, I think I managed okay this time. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much to you, and thank you so much to the other girls of this night. Edo, we are going to finish this live as well. We
Yeah,
are here.
we are going to finish. I was asking an help from the director, but he doesn't he doesn't listen to me. That's okay. So we're at the end of this exciting double round of Italian Grand Prix in Monza with wet, so with rain, and we will see. And together in 2 weeks here for the Women Championship in Suzuka, the third round with only one race. So we will have a qualifying, 20 minutes of qualifying and 60 minutes race. So we'll come back to the same schedule of the first round. A huge thank you to all the drivers who led this race possible, to all the graphics behind the animation of the standings we have seen tonight, to all the people who are watching us, and to all my colleagues who are here in the director with me, Andrea Fretti and Alessandro Caccioli. Grazie a tutti.
Grazie
And
a
we
tutti.
will see in 2 weeks with the Women Championship, but also before with GDD. So see you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye to everyone.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream from dust. From dust.